Alright, so in general, Cold War is one of my favorite next-gen Call of Duties. If anything, one of my favorites since Black Ops 2. And no, please don't hold your tomatoes, your eggs, everything. I truly enjoy this game. I've had a lot of fun playing online. I've absolutely loved playing on the Raid remake. I've had fun in custom games and zombies. But there is just this one big issue that is caused by a lot of smaller issues that we're going to get into. And honestly, I kind of had an epiphany of it the other night when I was playing. I just had this one thought come to my head and everything just kind of clicked. And I realized what just one of the biggest problems for Cold War was. Which is also why I don't have a script written for this video. I'm in the middle of writing a script for a Zombies review and a Season 1 review. So this is just kind of me rolling out some thoughts and ideas that I have. So I'm just going to kind of let it fly. The gameplay in the background is from my Twitch, so if you're interested in that, you can check that out in the link in the description. It is also a glaring example that the stoner needs to be patched. That thing is just disgustingly overpowered. And no, believe it or not, I did not reverse boost to get into the lobby that I was in today. I guess I just got blessed. So it's kind of hard to phrase what this big problem is, but I'm going to put it like this. There is not an incentive to play well in Cold War, for the most part. Other than the gratification you get from curb stomping a lobby, you just aren't rewarded a whole lot for playing that well. And I'm going to break down a few reasons to why I think that is. The first one we're going to go over has just been beaten dead on YouTube. There's like 36,000 videos on it, but I can't avoid talking about it. It is the skill-based matchmaking in this game. It tracks everything you do, from your movement speed, the way you play the game, and how well you do in the past few games. Your overarching KD isn't what's exactly important in Cold War anymore. It's how you've performed from your score per minute and your KD in the last few games. Now, I don't think the skill-based matchmaking has ruined the experience for me as much as it has for other people. However, it is undeniable the effect that it does have on the game at times. It feels punishing for good players. It becomes very obvious as the years go on that Activision just doesn't care about its core audience and people like me or other YouTubers and gameplay and content creators who've played this game for years. They want to bring in a new audience of people, so they protect them, but by doing so, they are just punishing good players, man. It's no longer just based off ping. I mean, of course, there's always been a light amount of skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty, and that's understandable. You know, you gotta protect some players, and the lower bracket does need, in general, just a little bit of protection from the scumps and the sweats of the world. It's just not natural to play, and it's punishing. So if I'm doing really good in the game, let's say I go like 60-7, I'm not like, dude, I just stomped, I can't wait to run another game. No, I'm ready to get spanked by Activision because I've been a bad boy for beating up on these players. And I know the next lobby is just not going to be nearly as fun. And if by the grace of God, if God comes down and puts his hand on my shoulder and I get another good lobby like that, then I'm probably going to stop playing for the night because I know the rest of the night isn't going to be that fun. And that's not rewarding to play against. When I finish a game and I did well in and I think, I'm not really looking forward to the next game, that is a developmental flaw. It just is. And it's like, well, you know, you just don't want to play against players that are as good as you. And no, that is perfectly fine. Most of my life has been being okay at Call of Duty. I'm not trying to, I realize this sounds boastful. It's not what I'm trying to do in the slightest, but usually you just play where you can curb stomp a little bit and then you get in the lobby with some sweaty kids and that's normal. However, when it feels like I am supposed to be challenged every single game on what is supposed to be a casual Call of Duty experience, that is not good. And at times, the skill-based matchmaking makes this game extremely anti-casual player. It's just not a rewarding experience. I mean, the game intentionally has swings of difficulties in your lobbies in an attempt to keep player retention. It's not a natural play. It feels like I'm being played by Call of Duty. I'm kind of there for the ride and what it decides to do with me. And one of the worst things is the better that you get and the better that your KD gets in the last few games, the worse your ping's gonna get. I'm sure everyone has heard about the Drifter and the exclusive Ace video that was made about how it will now prioritize your skill level over your ping, but it's true. What does that do for good players? You play good and think, I'm not going to have a fun lobby, my ping might get worse, my matchmaking time might be longer. Just the idea that the game will prioritize your skill over your ping is not a rewarding game to play. And after a long time, it starts to wear you, and it can make playing this game for multiple hours at a time very tiring. It is not rewarding for good and above average players. It just is not. And also, have you ever noticed that sometimes, like if let's say you're playing team deathmatch or domination and you're just clapping the other team's cheeks, but you're losing? I mean, you look at the lobby leaderboard and you're like, dear Lord, I'm doing everything right now. I have a lot of kills. I've played the objective, but my teammates might as well just be Elmer's glue sitting on the curb in a hot summer day because they're doing nothing, just absolutely nothing. That's because a lot of the times in matchmaking will put one really good player on one team with relatively mediocre players. I just don't get it. It is exhausting. Backpacking a team is not fun when you look and you're like, I've done everything I could do. Why do I care if I win at this point? So enough of the skill-based matchmaking. We're gonna move on to another part that this has been a bit of a debate lately, and I hate it. The score streaks in this game. If you watch my review of this game, it is one of my biggest nitpicks of this game because it needs to be nitpicked. And it all goes back to this overarching feeling that this game doesn't reward you for playing well. Why do I care if I streak? You know? Like in this game, if you're railing a lobby and you're going on a 17 kill streak, normally normally in most Call of Duty, like, yeah, man, I got my VSAT rolling, I got my dogs in, maybe a chopper gunner, you know, depending on what game you're playing, but no, not anymore. So what's the point of streaking? Why do I care if I'm doing good? I can get just as many kills and get the same amount of kill streaks, and now there's a VSAT that you could get and you don't have to streak for. These are a reward. They should be a reward, and that's what they were before. Good players got the good streaks. If you could go on a 15 or 16 kill streak, you deserve that VSAT. You deserve your stealth chopper. But now you could just not necessarily care about how good you're doing in that game, and as long as you just play the objective and get some kills, you're going to get those score streaks. It's honestly, it almost just kind of feels like you're specialists. You know, I mean, they almost just feel like specialist streaks because they're now just a normal part of the game. And, you know, maybe you like the system. Maybe you like the system that, you know, rewards consistency more. However, it adds on to this feeling that there is no reward for good players. It does not incentivize you to go out and streak and do really good lobbies, because honestly, other than like the brief moment of like, wow, I just dropped like a 25 streak on someone, and that goes away. It just doesn't matter. You didn't get any cool score streaks from it. You might have, but it wasn't because you were streaking. You're probably going to get put into a worse lobby next game, and even if it's not a rampant issue, you can worry about your ping being sacrificed. You know, there's sometimes where I just honestly don't care if I'm going negative. I'll go around, run around with stupid class because my next game's gonna be more fun. Why do I care if I do good? No one cares about their KD anymore. Everyone's just reverse boosting. It's everywhere. It's a rampant issue. It's not something I like doing. I personally just whip out like the Pellington and the Tundra and try to level it up and find my shot. If I go negative, cool. I'm probably gonna have a next, you know, a couple of good lobbies. Well, where's the fun in that? And I think the biggest issue in all of this, there is no transparency. The facts, the quote unquote facts that can't be, you know, completely 100% proven are coming from YouTubers, and the ridiculous research and it just extensive process they're going through to prove their points. That's all we have, because Activision, Treyarch, and Infinity Ward aren't coming out and being honest with us. And that just kind of sucks. I mean, it just does. If they came out and like, hey, yeah, by the way, we now have skill-based matchmaking. It's a part of our game. This is how it works. I bet you 90% of the people that hate it would no longer hate it the same way that they do now. And that feeling of kind of being slighted by a game that you've played since you've been in like middle school wouldn't hurt as bad. It is just a video game. You know, it is just a video game. But however, when it's something you put time into and spend your money on, and you're just kind of getting manipulated for money, because that's what we have to assume it is. They protect newer players, and it is so clear that they have shifted their intentions of their audience. It is new players. They're trying to get this, you know, new era players, and by protecting them, letting them have more fun with this game, and they're going to stay around, and they're going to buy, you know, whatever cosmetic thing you have in the shop. And that just shows. It shows that the core players of this franchise aren't their focus anymore. It doesn't really feel like you're playing a genuine game. It's like a game that's there to distract you from what they're manipulating the background to keep you staying around for longer. It just kind of feels like the game's playing you sometimes. And like I said this earlier, you're just there for the ride. So just overall, skill-based matchmaking that prioritizes your skill over your ping, punishes you and puts you in harder lobbies for doing better, that tracks you down to a point where it's a science what lobbies they put you in, and that forces you to backpack terrible teammates, added with the fact that streaks are no longer rewarding to get, really just gives me no incentive to play well sometimes. And that just kind of sucks. Like I said, the streaks were one of my favorite parts of Call of Duty. When I went on a 10 or 15 kill streak, it was so exciting getting those. That was a reward and something I just strive for every game. But now I don't even get that, and I get punished for playing well. I mean, I will keep playing this game, and that's the part that just kind of sucks, because I really do enjoy Black Ops Cold War. Ever since this raid playlist has been out, I've just been doing nothing but sniping and using the stoner and just having fun. And even the custom games are fun. I spent like a solid 4.5 hours with 3 of my friends last night playing like this hybrid of search and destroy and gunfight, and it was so much fun. I have a great time on this game. I was just sitting last night while I was streaming, and I realized what one of this game's biggest flaws is. And although I've repeated myself like 16,000 times this video, the biggest flaw in this game is there just does not feel like there's an incentive to play well. I do not feel rewarded for doing good in games anymore. And maybe that's not the gameplay loop that some people love. Maybe some people just enjoy shooting things, and maybe they like this new score streak system. But for a lot of people, because I know I'm not the only one that plays this game for that reason, because you are just no longer the focus of Activision. So this was just kind of a hard video to make, but one I felt like I had a lot of opinions on that I needed to get out. I do not like being negative. I'm not a negative person, and I love this franchise, and I love Treyarch and the games that they make. But again, I just had way too much on this subject that I felt like I just needed to say. So again, I will keep playing this game, and I will keep making content on it, because I really like this game. However, this issue is just so glaring and obvious that either needs to be addressed. We need some transparency on these kinds of things. Not the kill streaks, but but just the skill-based matchmaking, or just a fix, because you're pushing way more people away. And if you're trying to get people to buy things, I promise keeping your core audience happy and coming across as a very good and genuine company is going to make you so much more money than manipulating them behind their back, thinking that you're going to make them buy things. I promise you, you will make more money being a good company. And I hope they see that, because I love this game. For the most part, I really enjoy the community that plays it, and I love streaming, and I love making videos. So for that sake, I truly hope this issue gets better. I don't want to make this video to slam Cold War. I don't want to make this video just to slam Activision, although they need slam sometimes, dear lord. I just want to see it get better. I really, really do. So if you're new here, you should like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to be having a review on Season 1 and Zombies coming out within the next week, and I stream Cold War a ton, and, you know, I do a lot of open custom games and things like that, so if that interests you, click that link in the description down below. So anyways, guys, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.